All right. So we this time we're going to discuss odd functions. Now, a function y equals f of x is odd if f of negative x equals negative f of x. That's the definition. Now, how do you understand the definition? So you look at the graph of the function, y equals f of x. So you'll see what it means is that if you have a point x comma y on a graph, then you should also find the point negative x comma negative y also on the graph of the function. And the two will be symmetric with respect to the origin, meaning 0, 0. For example, if you look at the graph of y equals x cubed, you'll see that here we have a point 1 comma 1, which is symmetric to the point negative 1 comma negative 1 about the origin. That means the distance from 0, 0 to 1, 1 is the same distance as from 0, 0 to negative 1, negative 1. Next, we go to the problem where it says they want us to check see if this function is odd. So we write so f of x equals x cubed minus 4x. So the first step is to find f of negative x. Why? Because if you go by definition, it tells you that for a function to be odd, this equation must be satisfied, meaning f of negative x must be equals to negative f of x. So the first step is to find f of negative x. What is f of negative x? So just go back to the function f of x and then just replace x with negative x. So you're going to evaluate this function at x equals negative x. Wherever you see x, you replace it with negative x. So like we did here, you get negative x quantity. Make sure you cube the whole thing. So negative x is cubed. The whole thing is cubed. Minus 4 times quantity negative x. So when you cube negative x, you get negative x cubed. And then here negative and minus makes it positive 4x. So you get this is called f of negative x. So the second step is to find negative f of x. Basically, what is negative f of x? So you have the function f of x, just multiply this by negative 1. So here's the function f of x. You're going to multiply with negative sign, which is negative 1. So you're going to take this negative sign and distribute this to anything that is within parentheses. So negative 1 times x cubed is negative x cubed, and then negative and negative makes it positive. So we get negative f of x, which is negative x cubed plus 4x. Call this equation 2, and our equation 1 was f of negative x. So the third step is to compare equation 1 with equation 2. So we can see that equation 1, which is this, equals to equation 2. So which basically means f of negative x equals negative f of x. In conclusion, we say that the function is odd.